My advice would be leave the music industry.
Yeah. What's up, MuchMusic? It's Georgia here with Juno Award-winning, platinum-selling singer-songwriter from Toronto, Anjulie. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super excited to be chatting with you today.
You too.
Thank you. I love your makeup. I love your outfit. I love all the colors going on right now.
Thank you. I'm bringing in spring.
I was gonna say,
even though it's freezing outside.
It's really giving spring. It's a little gloomy today. But
Yes.
I think you're bringing the chai and sunshine.
Hey.
Now, all I need is chai and sunshine.
Like, what did you put in that song?
A little bit of dirty chai.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking right now. I love it. I learned today what a dirty chai was. We didn't know,
Really?
yeah, the shot of
okay.
espresso.
Oh, yes. Nice little kick in there with the spice and the coffee. Oof.
A lot of artists showed you love, like Selena Gomez used it on her story. Rihanna DM'd you saying that she can't get it out of her head. Like,
Yeah.
how does that feel?
That was surreal, just because I love Rihanna and because she's such a tastemaker. Like, she is that artist that I look to for, like, what's cool. And so the fact that she thought that something I made was just really made me geek out.
That's awesome. Did she, like, DM you, or were you guys already just in chats?
She had DM'd me during the pandemic.
So nice.
And that blew my mind. But on some more, like, just friend vibes, you know?
Wow.
Like, there was a record that I had that was supposed to go to Rihanna a while ago. And
Subtle flex.
yeah. And my label was like, no, we want it for Ange. So there's like a weird thing about that record. But she was always so cool. And she had followed me early on. And then, yeah, during the pandemic, she was just like, oh, you're Guyanese too. Because she's Guyanese as well.
Wow, okay.
And so we bonded on that. And then, but the music really,
Yes.
she really connected to this time around. And that was what was so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
So I was like watching those three dots, like bob
That's
up and
so
down, just
cool.
like having a panic attack.
As anyone would. Riri approved, Selena approved, everyone approved, Much approved for sure. I want to congratulate you. You're one of 2 grand prize recipients of the 5th annual Her Music Awards.
Thank you.
So congrats on that. For those who don't know, the Her Music Awards are designed to celebrate and support Canadian female artists and music creators. So how does that feel?
It feels amazing. I had a nice little celebration. It was also my mom's birthday,
happy
so
birthday.
dedicated the award to her, and
Lovely.
was just surrounded by family and support, and it just felt really, really good.
That's
yeah.
nice. Why do you think that these awards are important to female creators?
Well, this one in particular, first of all, I'm an independent artist, so to be
Yes.
recognized as an independent artist, I really appreciate it because
sure.
there's a lot that labels do behind the scenes
Yep.
to kind of place people in positions to be able to win
Totally.
awards or be nominated for awards or
Totally.
be on the radio or be on DSP. So when you're doing it all yourself, it can feel like this very like David and Goliath kind of
Yeah.
system. And so
That's a good way of describing it.
yeah, so it means a lot to me that
Yeah.
they recognize women and also
Absolutely.
independent art.
Is there any female artists in particular maybe that you admire, you look up to?
So many. I mean, I love Kaya as well, who also won the other grand prize. I just got into her music recently, and she's amazing. But there are so many. I mean, I love a pop girly, so
Yes.
like the Chapel and Sabrina, like all of
Yes.
it is so much
Yes.
fun for me.
Yeah.
I'm also inspired by, you know, the few artists that really, really inspired me to kind of write the way that I do and
Yeah.
be confessional and be vulnerable were Lauryn Hill, Alanis
Yeah.
Morissette, and Nelly Furtado.
Okay, nice.
Those
That's a
were, like,
great mix.
My Holy Trinity.
Yes.
and
And
many
for the
others,
Canadians.
like Janet Jackson's in the mix too.
Yeah.
But yeah, female artists have been inspiring me heavily for my entire career.
I love that. And I mean, like, even people you've been inspired with that you've worked with. You worked with Nelly Furtado, too.
Yeah.
So that must be also awesome to get to work with the people who you've been inspired
Very cool,
by.
especially when they're like the sweetest people.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I love that. I speak for a lot of Canadians, but I grew up listening to you, and still to this day, because I love your new song. I used to blast Brand New Chick in the car. I still do.
Turning up the beat so sick. I'm like a brand new.
I think just your story as an artist, I found really inspiring, and I love how open you've been on social media just about your journey as an artist. So if you're comfortable, I would love if you could touch a little bit about your journey and your relationship you've talked about kind of with fame and success kind of leading up to where you are now.
Yeah, I think for me, social media has been, at first, I had to get over my own cringe factor
Yeah, I
of
know.
being like, okay, I'm sharing my
Yeah.
story in this really personal, vulnerable way.
Totally.
People are going to be making fun or, you know, having
That's what
opinions
everything-
about it all. and I just kind of have to not pay attention, and also
Yeah.
I'm at a stage where I'm not really like caring too much about
Yeah.
that. I spend a lot of time caring a lot, and now I don't.
I feel
And
like it takes a while. Sorry to interrupt.
it
Like to get
does.
to that place.
And there's nothing anyone can do to tell you
Yeah.
how to do it. Like, you just have to experience it all. And that's what it was like for me. I experienced being such a, not really a people pleaser, because I was rebelling in a lot of ways. Like, just, I moved to New York when I was a teenager. I was playing guitar on the streets and subways
Yeah.
and lobbies of record companies. Like, I was like part of hustle culture
Yeah.
and grind culture in a massive way, and it worked out for me. I mean, I
Right.
got to a point in the American music industry where like the two biggest labels in the world were throwing money at me to offer me a bidding war label deal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like sitting in this little apartment, and I got the phone call from like both the heads of the labels
Yeah.
being like, and we'll throw this sweetener on top of it. And I was like, okay, little Ange, like
know the
you
reading
did
between the
something.
lines.
The pressure that was
Yes.
on me was like, okay, so then I signed to one of them, and then it was like, okay, now
Yeah.
you have to make a hit record,
Right.
and nothing else about you matters.
Matters.
And that, as an artist, is
Yeah.
very a tricky place to be in, because you
Yeah.
can end up just being slave to this commercialized version of
Yeah.
yourself, and not really caring about the thing that made you want to do music in the first place.
Yes.
So I actually kind of made an unprecedented move and asked to be removed from the label, which
Yeah.
nobody does. I mean, most
Right.
people get dropped.
Yeah.
But I was
It's ballsy.
Yeah, it was ballsy. It was ovary too.
Yeah.
Did you get that joke? I feel like
It was what?
ovary.
Oh. No, that did go over my head.
I thought
Thank
so,
you.
and that's why I
You're
wanted
like,
to have
did
that
you get
moment.
that?
I was like, 'cause I feel like you would appreciate it.
Thank
I
you.
feel like you're probably very ovary
appreciate
as well. So yeah, it took a lot to kind of make that move, and then once I did, and I started being like, okay,
Yes.
like what do I really want to say here?
Yeah.
Who do I want to collaborate with? How do I be more of an entrepreneur and not just be like, okay, you're the artist, like here's
Yeah.
your gym membership and your
Yeah,
car
yeah,
rental
yeah.
and your plate. Like, it just allowed me to kind of take more initiative and
Yeah.
control creatively and also over my life.
Yeah.
And there's an infantilization that happens with a lot of artists, especially when you get signed young, where
Yeah.
people are kind of manhandling you in your
Yes.
career. And then navigating this new kind of era for myself has
Yeah.
been really empowering, just because I'm like, okay,
Totally.
like I understand who I am now, and I can kind of like make the album I want to make and
Yes.
say the things that I want to make, and like chat in this more uninhibited way, which is a
Yeah.
lot more freeing.
Amazing. And what would you say out of this whole experience was like your biggest takeaway, something maybe you're proud of for yourself and something that you learned?
I think just like, this song going to #1 on Instagram when it was completely just independent, self-managed, DIY,
Yes.
about like mindfulness and taking care of myself
Yeah.
and my experience in the music industry. The line right before the hook is, would you like me if I traded the world for my psyche? If I
Right.
won, baby, what would the price be? And that really is a metaphor for what I had gone through in the music industry. And so the fact
That's deep.
that was the song
Yeah.
that worked, just goes to show.
It's full circle.
Yeah.
Any advice to maybe any artist who maybe is going through the same thing?
Yeah, my advice would be leave the music industry.
Yeah. Do it yourself. And honestly, we have the tools these days. Not that it's easy. Definitely
Yeah.
not. But
No, originally I meant like go do something else.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay, bye. No. Flat out, just leave.
No, but just I think it's really hard, and I think like now there's this over democratization of music now,
Yes,
right? Where
yes.
at the beginning of the pandemic it was cute,
Yeah.
like you discover your favorite new indie artist, but
True.
now because it's so oversaturated, I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of like clickbait stuff happening,
is.
and so it's a little harder to navigate as an artist,
is,
and I
it
think
is.
like you can get sucked into
Yep.
doing this like same kind of commercialization that I was kind of doing earlier in this
100%.
in this new way.
new way.
Yeah, so I think it's like important to just figure out like what you want to say.
Yeah.
How do you see the world? That's the most important thing.
So for you, upcoming projects, anything coming soon? I know you're kind of into doing some new genre-defying music, even just like based on your
Yeah.
culture, bringing in that vibe.
Yeah. I'm making an album right now,
Okay,
and it has everything from like carnival music to country. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm a self-identified like multi-genre artist, so I
love
definitely
that.
incorporate all that into my music.
And how do you feel like even just specifically from your own cultures, how does that help shape your music?
I like to add in a little bit of like Caribbean, a little bit of South Asian, Desi vibes in
Yep.
there, like just as like you can see from my
Mm,
outfit.
I love it.
It just it's influenced who I am, so it's nice to let it influence my music as well,
Totally.
which is fun. It's just fun to play because I have a lot of different things that I can play with. I'm Canadian, I'm Guyanese,
Yeah.
which is, you know, Caribbean influenced, which also has South American influence, and then
Yes.
I'm also Indian, so I can pull from that. So there's a lot of richness in these
Nice.
cultures that I can add in the tapestry of these
Totally.
bops that I'm making.
Yeah, it's like a melting pot. I
Yes,
love that.
totally.
And you've worked with a lot of artists. Just to name a few, you've worked with Nicki Minaj, Lady Gaga, Nelly Furtado, Kelly Clarkson. Any collabs in the future of someone that you would want to work with?
Well, I have someone named Alpha P and Killer Tunes, which they're both incredible artists that I'm gonna collab with on this new song I have called Steady. I'd love to do something with Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. I mean, I would love to write a song for Madonna, like with
Okay,
Madonna,
yeah.
rather. That would be iconic.
Great. Well, Anjulie, thank you so much for stopping by Much today.
you.
It was so nice to meet you and chat. And once again, congrats on the Her Award.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Much love.